After winning the 2016 presidential election and majorities in both chambers of Congress, the GOP was disappointed to lose the Virginia Gubernatorial Election. Democratic candidate Ralph Northam pulled off a landslide victory over Republican Ed Gillespie. We went to the polls on Election Day to hear what Virginia constituents were thinking. What we found was that Donald Trump's low approval rating of less than 40% in the Commonwealth was a decisive factor.
I don't feel like I am really supported by the Trump administration.
UVA third year Kat Young voted for the Democrat Northam to protest President Trump's latest threats to reduce birth control availability. Young believes Northam, as Virginia's governor, would help combat the president's nationwide attacks on women's rights.
I don't want some old dude telling me or any of my friends what to do with our bodies.
Marianne Park, who owns Charlottesville restaurants Cardinal Hall and Beer Run, also voted for Northam. Even as a business owner, Park wasn't swayed by Republican economic arguments. She too wanted to oppose the GOP's recent attempts to pass abortion restrictions.
When it comes to women's rights and what women need in Virginia, we're going into the dark ages with these Republican candidates, and I just don't want to go back there. I mean, I'm from the 50s and everything. I mean, I just don't want to go back to that period of time where women couldn't get an abortion, women had no rights. Virginia's always been an important state, so we have to send a message that we are going to vote Democratic and that we're not going to take all this stuff on a national level.
Law school student Max Wagner voted for the Republican Gillespie, specifically to vote against Northam. Wagner said he was disgusted by a TV ad sponsored by the Pro-Northam Latino Victory Fund that he thinks painted Republicans and Gillespie supporters as racist.
So it was basically like a pickup truck with a "Don't Tread on Me" front license plate, a Gillespie sticker, and a Confederate flag that was running down minority children. Or you can disagree with a politician, you can disagree with their message, but you really shouldn't attack the people voting for them.
This race wasn't as close as predicted. Where most polls forecasted a 3 percentage point win for Northam, his actual margin was a whopping 9 percentage points, the second largest margin that a Democratic governor has won since 1985. Jeffrey Skelly, associate editor of Larry Sabato's Crystal Ball at the UVA Center for Politics, says Northam won because opposition to President Trump drove high numbers of urban Democratic voters to the polls.
Well, I think at the end of the day, Donald Trump was the most important factor. I mean, there may have been other issues, but I do view the margin in this race to have been clearly a result of the president and his approval in Virginia. I don't think there's really any other way of looking at it. The side that is more engaged, more enthused, angrier, frankly, turned out at a higher rate, and you saw that in the election results. Democrats are very unhappy with the status quo, and that should really scare Republicans.
Because the Virginia governor's election is one of the first statewide elections to occur after a presidential year, it is viewed as a sort of preview of the politics coming in the midterm elections next year. And this election suggests that House and Senate Republicans whose seats will be contested may have to worry. Reporting for WUVA News, I'm Liz Brown-Kaiser.